You're ready for this?
Yo, who's the daddy? Easy guys, Dom here from Cringy Dad Gaming, so welcome to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. This video is for all you new ghosts out there. I'm just going to give you a few tips on how to take down an enemy camp using stealth. So, you might have heard the saying, proper planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance. The new bivouac camp system in game is perfect for those pre-op preps. Here you're able to take inventory, sort out your loadouts and classes amongst other things. Now because we're doing a stealth mission here, we're going to be running the Panther class. Perfect for that with the cloaking spray, which allows you to stay undetected by drones. Also gives you a bonus to stealth, faster movement speed, and also suppressors on handguns and submachine guns do not reduce damage. But then you've got that class technique, cloak and run, which means you can disappear behind a smoke screen if needed. Also, a great thing about the camp is you can choose a time to leave, which means we can use the cover of darkness for this particular op. So another thing to be mindful of when you're on the outskirts of bases are patrols. The great thing about Breakpoint is it's got this new prone camo feature in it, which means you can actually almost disappear into the earth. It just means some of these patrols are just totally going to miss you, where they'd normally spot you if you was laying on top of the ground. So it gives you the perfect opportunity now to be able to actually use the drone and not feel like you're at risk of being spotted by any patrols going past you on the roads. Notice on the map here we've got all this red mist that actually indicates that there's enemies in that area. So what we want to do is recon that area and make sure we can tag these enemies. It will make it much easier for us to be able to take these enemies down if we know where they are. Tagging them with the drone also shows you what their role is in terms of if they're a sniper or if they've got an assault rifle or a radio operator, etc. One thing to also notice in the right hand corner is that little mini map. We want to make sure that there's no red mist left on there. You don't want any nasty surprises. So I'd normally start by trying to take out the lone soldiers on the outskirts of any base. You will get a few. They're easy pickings really, and you know, I'd work my way around the edge usually to find these lone soldiers. Another good idea is having a contingency plan, a way out if things go wrong. In this instance, I've got this electrical generator. I'm going to whack some C4 on there because if we do get spotted, we're going to explode that and go lights out. Now, I could sabotage that now, but switching all the lights off now would put the whole camp on alert. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that early on. Now, while I was reconning the area, I found this really good line of sight here on the side of this cliff to be able to take out this first sniper. You want to be going for headshots all the time. Some of these wolves got some armor and you'll tend to find that can make them a little bit harder to take down, but also the reason why we're taking these guys out that are higher up in either towers, up on high cliffs like this guy, or on top of buildings is because of their line of sight is so much better. They're more likely to spot you and alert all their fellow soldiers. Another thing I'd recommend for stealth missions is in your skills upgrading to night vision and thermal. For some of these nighttime ops, it will help you with some enemies who are maybe in darker areas to be able to see their outline a little bit easier. It definitely makes it easier at night, and I would recommend popping some skill points into that particular skill. Also be mindful of some of these automated turrets or mortars. You'll find some of these, they are a bit of a pain if they latch onto you. You can deactivate them, which is what I've just done there. So now it's all about picking your targets. We want to try and see what the enemy movements are and try and pick off some of these enemies. The trick is trying to kill these guys without their teammates seeing them go down. And you can sometimes time it right so they're facing away from each other, and that's what you want to be doing. Obviously, we're running a suppressor, which is key to this really. Make sure your weapons are suppressed before firing on any of these guys. So we've got this wolf coming out behind us here. He's on his own. He's around the back of this container. We're just going to take him out now, and gives us a perfect line of sight then on this other guy up on this helipad. So now we're down to 4 guys up on this top corner. This guy is on his own in this building here. He's easy pickings too. See you later, alligator. And then the radio operator. These guys are really important. The ones with little sound icons above their head. If there's an alert, they will call a reinforcement squad in, and you'll get helicopters and all sorts of vehicles coming in. It's a real pain in the backside. So try and take those radio operators out as soon as you can. So that's the top half of the camp taken out, and there's no alert at this stage, which is really good. So we're doing all right at this point. How are we going to approach this next section? Now, I did think that area we were in earlier up on that hill was really good. So we're going to go back up there, trying to get a high position where you've got a better view of the battlefield. I think is just really important. It's just a perfect spot for us. We're going to crack out the old sniper rifle, and you know, having those good line of sights beneficial to us. Now I did spot this guy moving off on his own. Again, sometimes these enemies will break off, so it's sometimes good to be a little bit patient to see if some of these guys walk off and go somewhere to be able to take them out. Now this is where it starts getting tricky, because a lot of these guys are quite bunched up, and we shoot one, his mate's going to see him. This guy here, I decided not to shoot him, and sometimes choosing not to shoot someone can be the right thing, because as he walks around the corner, there's another guy around there that's going to patrol and walk up towards him. He potentially would see that guy. Here, because I want to move forward a little bit more, I've used my spray to be able to keep myself hidden from that drone. Just means if I move forward a little bit to then be able to use my sync shot drones, that drone below me is not going to spot me. So the sync shot drones are really important, especially if you're playing solo. It means you can tag up to 3 enemies as long as you've got enough drones, and then kill a 4th one yourself. I was just a little bit unlucky at this point. That guy there saw the dead body in the corner and put them on alert. It doesn't mean they've seen me, but it just means now that I've managed to use my sync shot. These guys still haven't got a clue where I am, so I've still got the element of surprise at this point. Now it's just a matter of taking out these guys as quickly and as stealthily as you can. Now, if that radio operator was still down there, we now would have helicopters and vehicles coming in. It just makes it a lot harder for us. We're just going to continue to use a few of these sync shot drones that we've got left. So we've activated the sync shot drones there by just holding down on the use button, which is G on PC. And then now I decided to utilize my C4 for lights out. It just worked as a little bit of a diversion. There's one guy left now, and he's like hidden. I'm just going to have to move. Notice how the alert's gone now though, because I've been hidden for long enough. But that's the last enemy. Now all we've got is literally that drone down here. Now with the drones, they're going to see you when you shoot them, or they're going to hear you. So there's no enemies. We just use explosives here to be able to get off its armor and then shoot its inner core. If you've taken a few tips from this, then I'm really happy, and I hope you guys have a fantastic time in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Just watch this space for more guide videos. If you've got any questions or you've got any tips you want to share, pop them in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys on another video. And thanks for watching.
You're ready for this?
Yo, who's the daddy?